A special thanks to our sponsors. Hey everybody, welcome back to Sparrs Outdoors, and this is your fishing report for the week. Let's just start right off on Lake St. Clair. Let's just start off down there and work our way north. So, there's still some ice left behind the raft. There's still some, on the canal, on both those canals. There's still some ice left down on Compass Point there. Maya, a lot of people call it. The cut next to it, there's still some ice. Very sketchy. Would not recommend going on it, but there is some ice there if you're willing to take those risks. And there's some big crappies, big gills, big perch going on right now. So they're getting them good. So that's a good spot to fish right now if you want to take the risk. If not, drill a hole, fish off the end of the dock. Some of the docks already have spots where the holes have opened up where you can just fish right off the end of the dock. You will get fish there. So don't let people tell you otherwise. There is fish there. Down by the Metro Park area, back there in the Black Creek they're getting some perch in there as well. Hit or miss. You're gonna have your days where you get some, you're gonna have your days where you don't. You'll always get the small fish, but I'm talking the nice size keepers, right back there in the Metro Basin. That's the area I'm talking about. That whole area, that whole system in there has perch. So I haven't heard much on the panfish. I know this time of year you can fish those same areas and get bluegills. I'd be checking it out. Back in there in that basin where it kind of curves around, I'd be back in there casting bobbers out, trying for bluegills. That's something that I'd be trying for if I was fishing there. Perch. A lot of guys love to chase those perch, but I live right here in Port Huron. I get to chase perch 90% of the year, so I don't really worry about too much of I love chasing panfish this time of year. Head over to Harson's Island. What a great fishery right now. You guys have seen some of my videos. Absolute giant bluegills. Absolute giant bluegills. Big crappies, big perch. It's all going on. It's awesome over there right now. You can sit in one spot and catch perch, crappies, bluegills, sunfish. It's just an amazing fishery right now. So take the kids over there, have some fun, fill your bucket with some nice panfish, come home and eat them. We just had fish last night. It was excellent. Harson's Island's full of fish, so if you know where to go. You don't have to be in the crowd of people. Go way away from them. You'll catch just as many, if not more, fish. They're less pressured where the people are, right? So head down past the people and fish other spots, and you will get fish. So let's start heading back down this way into the Port Huron area. Walleye fishing from the boardwalk, very slow right now. It's the water temperature's got to come up some. You're going to have your days where you get good fish, and you're going to have your days where you don't. Now, jigging out in the boat, south of the Black there, down all the way to St. Clair, anywhere's along through there, your jigging holes that you guys know, it's holding fish. They're getting fish. They're getting lots of fish. Some boats will struggle, and the boats that really know, that are seasoned, that know what they're doing, they're coming in with limit catches jigging. It's catching those local fish coming out, the river fish, the locals that stay here all year long. So there's lots of that going on. There is Atlantics and cohos coming out of Black River. So any time along the boardwalk there, along by the water filtration plant, all the way down to the Blue Water Bridge, it's gonna really take off on the Atlantics, the cohos, and the steelhead. It's any day. Could be today. That's how close we are to really having that snap. That water temperature just needs to come up a little bit more. Up Black River, a lot going on, but the water's dirty. Pretty soon the suckers are going to start making their runs up there. Usually that's April though, so but you can catch fish. March you can really start if you really target suckers and you like taking the kids sucker fishing. End of March, early April is the best time to take them. But they're getting a few right now. Crappie and panfish, they are around. Know your spots, and like I said, don't go to private posted areas. Go to your spots where you can have public access to, and you will catch fish unless you have permission to fish there. So it's slow. It's going to pick up. Again, water temperature needs to come up some. So your local marinas are holding fish, but they're holding very few. I can't say they're holding very few fish. There's a lot in there. They're just not on the feed. So give it some time, give it a week or two, and things will start turning around. Pike, there's been some pike. My kids have caught some pike right here in the canal. So it's you're going to catch fish or you're not. Black River, everybody likes to fish Black River middle of summer, but that early spring up into like mid-spring is the best fishing that you will do in Black River, and you'll catch steelhead, you'll catch crappies, you'll catch pike, anything you want to target, you can catch those in the earlier season before summer, before it's real hot outside. So that's what we do. We go target these fish when it's still cold, when the water temperature is still down. But it's not to the right temperature where they're going to pop and you're going to catch a ton right now. You're going to work for your fish for sure. So there is steelhead, like I said, cohos, Atlantics. Everything's coming out of the Black River right now towards the mouth. A few Atlantics been caught, very, very few coho, but it's about to pop. It's about to pop, I'm telling you guys. The steelhead and everything is about to pop right along those boardwalks, running the red-eye spoons, minnows, you name it. You're going to start seeing a lot more catches of those. And then right behind those, right, is usually when the walleyes really start picking up. And you get the run that starts moving and heading to the lake and stuff like that. And out of the lake into the river it's back and forth things. That's what's really going to start happening here in the next couple of weeks. You're going to see everything start picking up. Everybody's going to be starting to really want to go. So I looked at the weather, them cooler temps at night with the highs getting higher each week. It's looking nice. It's looking nice, but you can't trust the weather, man, right? Because this week was we got snow outside right now. This week was supposed to be a warm up, which it is starting to warm up, but I mean, we got pounded with another winter blast. It's crazy here. So don't trust the weather, man. Trust what you see outside. Here's how you check the weather. You go outside and you tell what it's doing. You can't never get an honest weather app that is spot on, but it's looking, if you want to put some trust in, it's looking like it's going to start warming up. So that means better fishing, you know. That means the water temperature is going to start rising slowly. Right now it's real cold. I don't know the exact temp, but the other day I know for sure out in the boat jigging out of the mouth of Black River, it was 33 degrees. But that, you guys got to realize something too. That's only surface temp. That's not down at the bottom. That's only that first 3 or 4 foot of water that you're getting that temperature from on your fish graph. So keep that in mind. You know, that water down deeper is always colder, right? Right. So you get a north wind one day and it turns that water temperature down 3 degrees because we're right on the verge of Lake Huron. You know, we're right where St. Clair River meets Lake Huron. So you got to play that in a factor too. When that water temperature warms up, fish are going to snap. Everybody knows that. But there is fish around. So if you want to head down and you want to have some fun and you want to spend a day down here trying to catch some fish, you could get a steelhead, you can get a coho, you can get an Atlantic, you can get walleye, you know. But it's slow right now. I'm gonna personally go down and try jigging myself tonight just to see what goes on, see if I can pull a limit out of there. I'll probably have to work real hard for them. This time of year, you want to jig very slowly, and I'm going to tell you guys that right now. And everybody thinks that you have to tip that minnow on there because it's real early in the season, right? You don't. You can use a straight plastic, and you guys know I push those thumpums because they work, but you can use a straight plastic, zero minnow, and still produce a number of fish. Just barely. It is cold. The walleyes are almost lethargic. They're just barely wanting to move, so make sure you're moving that jig real slow. Don't sit there and jig like you do in the spring or in the, you know, later in the summer and fall. Don't whip it. Just barely bounce it, let it down slow. Barely bounce it, let it down slow, and you'll actually feel them smash it. So that's the way you want to fish those walleyes right now if you're going to go out jigging. I'm going to do the same off the boardwalk. My boat's still winterized, and my boat's going to stay winterized probably another couple weeks yet. And then I'm going to start heading out, and I'm going to instantly start on those cohos, you know, so I'll probably whip a little bit, and I'm going to head for the cohos. So it's just that time of year where if you want to go fishing, you never know what you're going to catch right here in Port Huron. But let's just head right on up to Lexington Harbor. Steelhead fishing is phenomenal again. It's phenomenal again. And a lot of guys, they're not having much luck because they're not putting in the time. They'll go up there and they'll take 3 casts and they'll leave. Put in your time. They're feeding kind of like mid-season ice season this year, where they're biting at wonky times. A lot of the fish that are being caught between 11 and 3 o'clock. It's just weird. A lot of the fish that are being caught in Lexington Harbor are being caught between 11 and 3 o'clock, and they're using minnows. And everything's been a live bait type of thing or a spawn bag lately. The casting kind of slowed down, but they are still picking some up casting. They always have a casting rod. If you're going to have a bobber setting out there anyways, you might as well have one casting in the meantime, you know. So great place to get a few steelhead. A couple lake trout been coming out of there. The Atlantics, I'm glad to see that they're kind of moving out. They're still around, but a big majority of them moved out, which is good. They're safe. Hopefully they spawned and they laid their eggs, but a lot of them fish are still holding eggs. It's up to you if you want to keep them. The meat's not good right now. Till that meat starts turning that orangish again, get rid of them, you know. And that's not right now. That's going to be, you know, mid-spring all the way through summer, they'll start getting out into that deeper water and getting their color back. So if you catch a fish and it's dark, chances are the meat's bad. That's just how that goes, you know. Just like the king salmon, when they're dark, the meat's white, they're getting ready to die. You know, that's just decaying fish. So same type of ordeal here, even though the Atlantics go back out. I'm glad to see they're starting to head back out, actually. So go up to Sand Lac Harbor now. Sand Lac Harbor now, I heard it completely kind of shut down. But this is why you never go by what you hear. You can go up there and you can catch steelhead right now. Use emerald shiners. That's all I'm going to say. That's the only information I'm going to give you about that. Go up there, use emerald shiners, fish off the spots you can fish, because now that marine mechanics are starting to come back. Chester up there, he's going to start sending people out. If you're fishing off the docks, and he's going to send people out or call the DNR, and you're going to get ticketed. So fish off the pier, cast out, use a rocket bobber and a minnow. That's my tip for Sand Lac Harbor. Up in Caseville, I haven't heard much of anything. I know they're still getting burbot on the outside wall. You can still go up there. Not as big as numbers because they're moving farther north. You know, you're going to start getting them up in Grindstone and stuff like that. So you can still get your burbot, but I don't want to talk much about that. Let's just head right over into Caseville, the Seabwing area. And, you know, that is where I'm going to focus a lot of time, because I'm going to be spending some time up there. This is the time of year you go up there and you get doubleheader jumbo perch right behind Alexander's Bait and Tackle. You go in there and you give them $10 and they'll fill your bucket with minnows, a 5-gallon bucket, fill it right up and you fish all day. And you can go in the marina and catch crappies and bluegills too, so don't let that pass you by, because if you're catching your limit of perch and then you have to drive a ways, you can go right over to the marina, you can get gills and crappies to go with them and make yourself one heck of a nice day to come home. I'm going to be going up there and making a video probably real soon here. So soon as that ice leaves and that river opens up, it's time to start checking out those perch. I know the water temperatures are still really cold, but it always is. Think about it. When that ice leaves, it's always real cold, right? As soon as that ice leaves, it's ice out, the water's freezing. So you want to get up there. Right now is the time to go. You will get perch. I guarantee it. Put in your time. Like I said, sometimes it's a morning bite. Sometimes it's an afternoon bite. Sometimes it's a midday bite. Just put in your time. You will catch some perch. Then head right over into the marina over there and catch some bluegills and some crappies. So, and there's lots of pike if you like those. You can catch pike in there as well. So that's about all I have for your fishing report for the week. I do have merch available on Sparrs Outdoors on Facebook. If you're not on my page on Facebook, Sparrs Outdoors, go hit like on that and add yourself, and then I'll have to go in there and approve it because it's a private page. So go ahead and go join the group, and I'll add you on there. I've got t-shirts, hoodies, koozies, coffee mugs, and hats. There's going to be a lot more stuff, but there's some stuff already available for you guys. Go check that out. There's some jigs going to be available for sale on there real quick too. But either way, thanks everybody again for watching Sparrs Outdoors. I hope this fishing report helps you out. Get out, go fishing, and fill that bucket and fill your freezer. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for watching Sparrs Outdoors.